The sea has always held mysteries, whispers of creatures unseen, of depths untouched. But in the small coastal town of Black Hollow, the ocean holds something far worse than mystery. It holds hunger. Marine biologist Dr. Evelyn Carter arrives in Black Hollow to investigate a series of strange marine disturbances, fish washing ashore, eerie sounds emanating from beneath the waves, and, most disturbingly, the recent disappearance of local fishermen. What she finds lurking beneath the tides is beyond science, beyond reason. It is something ancient, something patient, and now it is awake. Evelyn stepped off the old Greyhound bus, her boots hitting the damp pavement of Black Hollow. The air smelled of salt and decay, a heavy fog rolling off the nearby sea, curling between the worn buildings that lined the harbor. The town looked as though it had been forgotten by time. Weathered clapboard houses, peeling paint, rusted signs creaking in the wind. Few people walked the streets, and those who did moved with purpose, their eyes averted, shoulders hunched. She adjusted the strap of her duffel bag, her research notes tucked safely inside. Black Hollow was supposed to be just another stop, a quick investigation into strange marine activity before she moved on. But something about the place felt wrong. The air held a tension she couldn't quite place. At the town's only inn, an elderly woman named Mrs. Hargrove checked her in. "You'll want to keep your windows locked at night," she warned, voice low and deliberate. "Stay away from the shore after dark." Evelyn raised a brow. "Because of the disappearances?" Mrs. Hargrove's face darkened. "Because of what lurks beneath." Evelyn spent the first day gathering local accounts. She met fishermen at the docks, their faces lined with worry. Many refused to speak, shaking their heads when she asked about the sea. One, a grizzled man named Thomas, finally relented. "Nets come up shredded," he said, voice rough like sandpaper. "Sometimes they come up empty, like everything down there is just gone." Later, she examined a pod of beached dolphins, their bodies bearing unnatural wounds, not bite marks, not propeller injuries, something else. Long, deep gashes ran along their flanks, almost surgical, as though something had peeled them open and left them to die. That night, she sat in her rented room reviewing her notes. Outside, the wind howled, and beneath it, she thought she heard something else. A low, resonant sound, like a call echoing from the ocean's depths. Evelyn visited the town's small library, searching for historical records. As she sifted through brittle pages, she found reports of disappearances dating back centuries. Always the same pattern: fishermen vanishing, boats found empty, strange storms. An elderly historian, Mr. Whitmore, noticed her research. "You won't find the truth in books," he said, settling across from her. "Black Hollow is built on a bargain, one older than this town." "A bargain with what?" His gaze darkened. "The thing beneath. It takes, and in return, the town survives." She scoffed, but the unease in her stomach grew. Superstitions, she told herself. Nothing more. That evening, despite warnings, Evelyn walked to the docks. The tide was low, revealing jagged rocks and stretches of wet sand. The boats bobbed listlessly in the water, their moorings creaking. Then she heard it. A sound, deep and inhuman, vibrating through the air like a whale's call, but wrong, distorted. The water beneath the docks darkened, something vast shifting just below the surface. The scent of decay thickened. A cold dread crawled up her spine. She wasn't alone. Determined to find answers, Evelyn convinced a reluctant fisherman, Daniel, to take her out on his boat the next morning. He was hesitant, but agreed, so long as they went during daylight. As they sailed beyond the harbor, the water beneath them grew eerily still. The sonar picked up a trench, a massive, unexpected drop-off. Evelyn donned her diving gear and descended. Beneath the waves, silence reigned. Schools of fish swam frantically in the opposite direction. Then she saw it. A gaping maw of darkness, a trench that should not exist. Something stirred within. She caught glimpses, tentacles, shifting scales, an eye, impossibly large, opening to stare directly at her. The water churned. She kicked upward, heart hammering. As she surfaced, Daniel grabbed her, hauling her into the boat. "We need to leave," he gasped. The waves behind them swelled, as if something massive had just moved beneath. Back on land, Evelyn confronted Whitmore. "What did I see?" she demanded. He sighed. "You saw what should have remained undisturbed." The town had once performed rituals, sacrifices to keep the thing beneath sated. But the modern world had forgotten the old ways, and now it was awake. It was hungry, and Evelyn had gotten too close. A storm rolled in that night, isolating the town. Boats wrecked against the shore. Power flickered. The ocean swelled unnaturally fast, creeping inland. People disappeared, dragged into the water by unseen hands. The town turned on Evelyn. "You brought this upon us!" someone shouted. The mayor, desperate, offered a grim solution. "We must make an offering." Evelyn realized what they meant. They were going to offer her. Daniel helped her escape. "If we don't stop this, more will die," he said. Together they prepared one last dive, this time with explosives. They descended. The trench gaped before them. The creature loomed within, ancient and unfathomable. It spoke, not in words, but in a force that invaded their minds. "Return! Feed! Join!" Evelyn ignited the charges. The ocean roared as the explosives detonated. The trench collapsed, the water convulsing violently. Evelyn and Daniel barely surfaced in time, their boat capsizing in the chaos. Black Hollow was swallowed by the sea. Evelyn survived, but as she stood on the last sliver of land, watching the calm return, she knew it wasn't over. The hunger never sleeps, and beneath the waves, something still waits.